Okay,
All
who's
right.
asking the questions?
Here
Me
we
or you?
go. You're going to interview me because we don't really want to hear about you. We just want to hear about me. So I thought you could ask me some questions. It's like, hey, you know what? All we do is ever talk about
I'm
you.
not going to ask you anything because I'm bored with you. I've never wanted to ask you questions. You bother me. You walk up to me all the time on the set. I try to ignore you. I don't have anything to say to you. If you have something to say to me, then
One of the
just talk.
most memorable times I had was you and I on a train. Where were we, in London? And we were going somewhere. What are the Stonehenge? I think going to Stonehenge or coming from, and we sat together and we had the greatest conversation because I spoke the whole time and you were quiet the entire time.
Dude, that wasn't me.
And
I've never been on a train with you in London.
I have a picture. It's called a selfie. I took a selfie of you and I. Yes. Hey, I just got to tell you, thank you so much for being my first guest on my new Stunt Stories. This is Skylar, what episode is this now, the new season? 8?
This will be episode 7.
7. Uh-oh, did we just lose John? It was great having John Frazier on Stunt Stories. I think we lost him.
Give me a second.
What happened?
There it goes.
There he's back.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. So, if you don't mind, John, I want to brag about you for a little
Are
bit.
you what you call an influencer, or what?
No.
What is it? Are you like? Do you have a title yet?
No.
Because you didn't make it as a stuntman.
No, I didn't. I tried though. I tried for 4 decades.
You know what? I'm going to give you credit for that. You did try.
Trying. Yeah, not a quitter. I kept trying. So yeah, I just want to thank you for being on Stunt Stories. I know we did one a couple years ago, just audio. We didn't get to look at each other, and it was a lot of fun. And I just, so many things that you've accomplished in your career has been swept under the rug. No one knows about it. I do. I'm privy to a lot of things. For instance, if we go way, 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 way back, when you built the Ferrari on Ferris Bueller, is that true? Did you do that?
Which one? What is it?
The Ferrari on Ferris Bueller. Did you build that for?
Yeah, I built that car for John Hughes.
Yeah, and didn't you do the movie Pearl Harbor? Weren't you the special effects coordinator on that?
I was there live. When it was live, I did it. Yeah.
You were there when the real bombs were coming in.
Yeah.
Was that what you're telling me? You were there when the real bombs were coming in?
Let me ask you something. Is your question sheet upside down? Turn it right side up.
It is right side up.
You're talking like backwards.
No, listen, I'm sure you understand what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize what you heard is not what I meant. Do you know what I mean?
Let me get dialed in here. I'm new at this.
So Skylar, John and I, we've worked together for a long, long time. We did all the Transformers movies together. And I just got to tell you that the day I met this man, I just fell in love. I said, this guy is Oscar-winning special effects man, the top best in the business. And you know that when
no, wait a minute though. Back up.
Yeah.
When you met me, I was in jail.
That's irrelevant, and I wasn't going to bring that up.
Allegedly.
Jail. Yeah. You are a criminal. No, I just brag about you all the time. It's like, yeah, well, I know John Frazier. Well, who's that? And I tell people, no way. And I go, yeah. Did you know he worked for Elvis Presley? What did you do for Elvis? I heard you beat him in arm wrestling. Is that true?
Well, the first one we did that Viva Las Vegas. Didn't do much. I was a young guy, but then I did his concerts. I did the big, the show that was done a lot around the world in Hawaii at the HIC.
No, what was it called?
Well, I think they've changed the name. It's the Honolulu International Convention Center.
Okay.
I think they changed the name, but anyways, this is when this is the first show that was aired around the world via satellite. And so I went over and I built. If you've seen that show, that Viva Aloha from Hawaii, then I built the whole sets and everything.
Is that wasn't there something he came up out of the floor? Is it, or what was that?
That was that's for Frank Sinatra.
Oh, that was Frank. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, when he bent it like a pretzel.
Wow.
And then he said who built this thing? And of course, the stage manager, he pointed, I'm underneath the floor because I'm operating this thing, making it go up and down, right? So he says, and he points to me.
Just down on the floor.
So Mr. Sinatra, he looks down in the hole there where I'm at, and he says, come up here, kid. So I went up on the stage, and I think that the Goombas are going to whack me or something. And he said, how many hours you got in building this thing? And I said, well, quite a few, you don't make it right. And he said, look, I apologize for doing that. And he says, we'll figure this out, me and you. And so later his bouncer, his bodyguard, said to me, he said, I have to tell you, young man, he said, and I was pretty young, and he said, he has never apologized to anybody as long as I've known him.
Wow.
And he said, that was sincere when he said, I apologize to you for wrecking your prop.
I'll be damned.
What had happened was it was a microphone, and they had a stand in that wasn't his height. So the microphone is too low for him because the stand-in was shorter.
Uh-huh.
Well, he has no patience, and he just had enough of that. And that's when we were doing these. It was a series of musicals. It was called Man and His Music. We did quite a few. We actually were filming at NBC where I was working, but it was aired on CBS because he would not go on the CBS lot. Something happened in his early career.
Oh,
and he says,
bad experience.
Never go on that lot. And that's why we filmed it or taped it, videotape at NBC, and they aired it on CBS.
I'll be damned.
And we did they did, I think, 2 or 3 of them. But he was always like a gentleman to me. And in fact, we did one scene there where there was we had to go to a motel on I think it was on Sunset Boulevard, could have been Topanga. They wanted to do this, him and the singer. Well, he was sitting down on a sofa, and what my job then was, I had to special effects. We do it all. I had to rig the fireplace, so I had all my stuff going on. I had the propane tank and everything, so my stuff was set. So then all of a sudden, they realized that the director realized that Mr. Sinatra had this taper on him, that the makeup guy puts on.
Yeah.
So they don't get makeup on his neck, right?
On his shirt collar, yeah.
What are they, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've never gotten that far on the camera to put makeup on.
But I Googled it once. I saw what it looked like on Google.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah, behind the scenes, yeah.
So then they're all afraid to go in there and tell him that they got to shoot the song again because Shotgun, his makeup artist,
left that on there.
Left the tape on. So they said, who's going to go in there and tell him? And they said, have John go in there. He likes John.
You're like, no.
Have John go in there and tell him.
Have somebody else do it. I'm not going to do it. Hey, wait, John, I got to ask you something.
Anyways, I go, now wait a minute. Let me finish this.
Finish your story, for the love of God.
So he says, so I went in there and I took I said, Mr. Sinatra, you got that, the tape is still around your neck. And so he said, what's the matter with those other guys? They couldn't come in here and tell me that? They had to have John come in here and tell me the tape was around his neck? I mean, they're like just shaking. The guy had put the fear of God in everybody, but he was a real gentleman.
He was intimidating, huh?
Yeah. So I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
Well, I'm just curious why, of all the titles of every capacity on the set, why do they call you guys special effects men? We don't call ourselves special stuntmen or special
Yes,
makeup
they
department
do call you special
or
stunt.
special camera. Why are you guys so special? Why do you have to have that at the front of your title? Is that an insecurity thing? What, I mean, it's just kind of weird. It's not fair, first of all, and it makes all of us envious that you guys are special.
Why are you throwing that at me? You didn't. That's not on the question sheet.
I know. Wait. I do have a question for you though. This Oscar that you won, what? Because I brag about that all
No,
the time.
it's not that I'm special. Although
You are special.
it's the effect that's special. In other words, if this is just sitting here, that's just sitting there. But if it's a special effect, it's going to be done. Something special is going to happen to that.
Oh, okay.
Water, that Aquafina. That's a plug for Aquafina.
So we need to not call you guys special effects men, just special effects cut. Just that's it.
Technicians.
Technicians. Okay, I think we
artists.
I think we can live with that. So wait a minute. I want to brag about your Oscar that you won. What did you win the Oscar for? What was that? What movie? What did you do?
Spider-Man 2.
And I never saw it. That was a what was that? It didn't do good, did it? It flopped. Was that a flop? That movie?
Did it tank? I didn't know that.
I don't know. No, it was a huge. Skyler, was that a big? Davey, was that a big film?
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge film. Any film you say you did, I'm gonna say, it was a flop. Nobody saw that. No. So what did you win the Oscar for?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but for what? Was there a specific scene? Was it everything in the movie altogether? Or was there a certain a special effect that you guys did that they say, hey, that's gonna warrant having an Oscar?
That probably wasn't even me that warranted the Oscar. It was probably the visual effects guys. I'm just one of four. I just tagged along.
Oh,
I just wanted to go and hang out with Donald Trump all night.
Oh, did you hang out with Donald?
Oscar.
Did you hang out with Donald
for a few hours?
Is he? Tell me about that. I'm a huge fan of Donald Trump. What kind of? How was he back then? Was he?
I thought we were going to talk about Spider-Man 2.
We did.
That's it.
It tanked, so we moved on. Yeah. No, tell me about Trump for a sec. Did you? Are you guys buddies? Did you become friends?
Well, had I known he was going to be the president of the United States twice, I would have been a bigger fan. But he did give me his cell phone number.
Oh.
And that immediately went dead when he became president. He doesn't live here anymore. He's, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, here's what happened. Do you have a minute?
Absolutely. We got all the time in the world for you.
Okay. So
thank you for watching Stunt Stories, guys. That's a wrap for today. John, you knew that was coming, buddy.
You don't have any more stunt stories. You told them all the
I know. I've told everybody else's stunt stories. I just insert my name. It's humiliating. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Tell me.
So, anyway, to go to the after parties, if you're like like me, a crafts person who happened to get an award, a special award, and that's how you to get in those parties. You got to have that Oscar in your hand. I don't know how Donald Trump got in there, but they invite people. But anyways, so we go in the party at Vanity Fair. There, what's the restaurant where they have it at on the corner on?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't get invited to the Oscars.
Skyler knows.
So, Skyler knows.
You don't get it. Skyler,
I don't know.
Give me 1 second to Google.
It's on the corner of like 3rd and Beverly or something. It's a big, not Spago's,
not Chateau Marmont. It's
No, it's right on the corner there. But anyways, we walk in because we have the Oscar. Me and my family. Eric, who you're very fond of.
Yeah, I love your son. Great guy.
And of course my wife and my daughter and I think it was Eric's girlfriend at the time. And so we walk right in the lobby and Donald Trump just like walks up to us and he says, hey, first off, I'm not going to impersonate him, but he was the same that he is right now. The same guy. And he grabbed that Oscar and he said, he says, you got it. He says, and then he started telling me that this whole party was for me. He says, none of those people in there, because there's another room, big tent, where the big, they have the lobby, and then they have the restaurant, then they have a big tent where the party is. And he says, this party's for you. This party is not for those people. I mean, he talked the same way he talks now.
I'm envious. I'm very envious that you got to.
So they were talking, and he was introducing me to people in my family, and then he said, look, here's what we're going to do. He said, we're going to party all night. He says, me, you, that Oscar, and your family.
And did you guys hang out for a while?
Yeah, quite a while. Yeah, it was fun. But then again, he still was just the real estate agent, you know. And then he gave me his number, and he says, if you get to New York, I said, well, we go to New York all the time. And he says, look us up. I said, we can come up to the Trump Tower and have dinner.
What a cool guy.
And then, but then time goes on. That's 25 years ago.
Hey, what was Elvis Presley like? How was he as just a human being? I mean, we all know he's a.
So you're done with Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
You're done with the president?
Yeah. Let's move on from Donald, because he didn't give you his number. It irritates me a little bit.
Yeah, that number says he doesn't live here anymore. So, who do you want to know about?
Elvis Presley.
Nicest guy.
Was he really?
You know what? Here's the kind of guy he was. If you walked in the stage, and if you said, well, how's it going? Whatever. And you'd say, man, somebody stole my car. And it's, oh man, that's too bad. He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm just saying this is the kind of guy he is. There would be a car there by the time he left. He would buy you a car.
No way.
That's the kind of guy he was.
Wow.
There would be a car sitting there for you.
Wow.
And his biggest thing, his thing, we used to talk. I'm not going to give you all the details, but we used to talk. We kind of just clicked, But he just couldn't do anything without the bodyguards being around him. He said, I can't do anything. He said, I'm never alone.
Wow.
I'm never without those guys.
Wow.
And
yeah, no privacy, huh? No privacy in your life.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, because of Colonel Parker. That's what Colonel Parker wanted. He didn't want he decided who was going to be around him.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really too bad.
That's a shame.
But
nice, man. That's good to hear, because, he was.
Then I had to do it. Then when we were in Hawaii doing that show that was taped around the world live, satellite, first time, 1973, I think it was. And that's why the Elvis did it, because they wanted something big. They wanted a big event. This is the first time anything was done live around the world. Now it's no big deal. It happens all day long. But that was the first time something was aired live around the world. And Elvis forgot the words to the song, and this song, Corey, is etched in memory.
No way.
The song is "Burning Hunk of Burning Love."
And he forgot the lyrics?
Well, you know what I think what it was a fairly new song, maybe, I don't know, but he didn't. They said, and the producer was over making cue cards, and all the lyrics on the cue cards.
Oh my God.
So I said,
you would never think that he would forget the lyrics of a song.
Yeah, never would think. So he said there was two songs. The other one was Lonesome Road, and this one was Hunk of Love. I never forget it. So I said, are you flying a guy in? Because that's a specialized thing, cue cards. I don't know how many live shows you've been around where now they have just the
teleprompter, right? Yeah.
But it takes it's quite a skill to do cue cards, those guys that do them. And I said, well, who's going to do the cue cards? And he said, are you flying somebody in to do the cue cards? He said, no, you're doing the cue cards.
Oh, he gave it to you. That's your job now.
It's just,
Wow. No pressure, huh?
Now, no pressure, right? I said, "Are you kidding?" I said, "This is the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
doing those cue cards." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I forget his Harry Watterson was his name." He said, "Yeah, you're doing the cue cards." And so,
What a nightmare. What a
okay,
nightmare.
so, but I kind of knew the drill because I'd seen guys for years doing cue cards,
Yeah.
So they got the cue cards down there, right? Now, the first song that comes up is a no-brainer because it's the first song. It's Hunk of Love. Burning love, burning hunk of love.
Maybe you could sing me a few lyrics.
You want me to hum a couple bars?
No, just belt it out. Just, I'm listening.
Woo, hoo, hoo. I feel my temperature rising.
Oh, that song. Now I know what one you're talking about.
So I said, so I'm down there with the cue cards, right? And the key grip was help. The big cards, they're big cards because he's way up on the stage. I mean, the letters are like this big.
Oh, so you could see it from
So
across the room.
I really got into it, right? And I'm going, because I remember what the cue card guys do. They show they take their hand and they show every line where he's at, and then they know when to flip the cards, and they just point. You just point to the line, but you kind of get into the groove of the beat of the song too. And so I'm there, like this, and and my hands going down. I can hear the words, and then we flip the cards. So okay, so we get past that song. I wipe the sweat off my brow, and now the next song coming up is Lonesome Road, and so but it's like a couple of songs down, right? I just put the song up. I figured, well, the guy knows when the song is going to play. They heard the music, but it confused him. And all of a sudden, the stage manager, he's running down the aisle to me. And he says, put the card up, get that song. That's not the song. Elvis doesn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, you screwed it all up for him. You screwed it all up for him.
I screwed. Oh, please.
Why would you do that, John? That's Elvis Presley.
Yeah, it was his and it was his career was on the line.
I was about to give him a compliment.
We get a blank card. And I told the stage manager, I says, well, then you stand here and tell me when that song comes up. I said, I don't know when the song is coming up. I figured he knew when the song was coming up. So the stage manager stayed there with me. The first one was easy because it was the first song in the set.
Yeah, you can't mess that up.
But the second one, the Lonesome Road, I didn't know when he was going to start singing it. But you think he'd know if the band started, a couple of guitar licks, and you'd know what song it's going to be.
Yeah, you would think. You would think. Damn. Hey, let me ask you this: when you go through your resume, you mentally, you just go through all the movies that you've worked on. Is there one that jumps out that you say, hey, if I could just go and relive that one movie because it was such a great experience? Is there one that jumps out to you as your favorite?
A movie that's my favorite? Is that what you're saying?
That from the experience that you had working on that film, like was it?
Oh, the experience.
Was it Pearl Harbor? Was it one of the Transformers movies? Was it? I mean, all the films that you've done. Is there one that you say, hey, if I could go back and do that film again just for the experience because it was so much fun, or are they all just another job to you?
No, I think it probably would be The Gong Show.
The Gong Show with Chuck Barris.
The Gong Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Wasn't thinking that was the one you were going. or The Gong Show would be good. Why do I not believe you? So what?
You know what? I have to tell you, just like you love this business. I mean, I would get up in the morning. I couldn't wait to get to work till I met you.
And yeah, then you took your time. You showed up late.
Couldn't wait to get off. But it's just they're all a different challenge, and the easy gags are the hardest gags. and they really are. It's simple little gags that you do that you think, well, that's a no brainer. It's like Spider-Man. They say you got an award for all the movies you've done. You get an Academy Award for Spider-Man. Go,
Yeah.
well, that's the way the voting goes. And
So as a special effects,
so you just want to move on, right? You don't want to hear what my favorite movie is?
no, I was bored to death.
Story?
No, you said it was what was it, the Gong Show, and so
Out of time?
I was up last night writing that question out in great detail and trying to figure out the right way to word it so it'd be like really riveting.
And you're thinking, what's he going to say?
Yeah, and you throw out the Gong Show. I thought you would say like Pearl Harbor. Or,
look at my IMDb. It says the Gong Show.
No, yeah, but it's not your favorite. Not your favorite. It's like if somebody asked me, "What's a favorite movie you ever worked on?" I'd be like, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Tell you what, the biggest thing ever was rolling over that ship on Pearl Harbor.
Oh, that was massive. That was awesome. I wasn't there.
When you really know how big that thing is, when you see the stuntmen, I don't know how they hung on to that thing on the bow of the ship when it's rolling over. I mean, they're like 200 feet up in the air or something. Wow. You know what I mean? Remember?
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I wasn't there on the set, so I'm learning from you right now what it was like. But
that's when you realize how big that ship that we built was full scale. It was full scale of the real Oklahoma, except it was short. We this way was the same measurements. This way it was only 150 feet long.
I don't know.
We went to the back of the first set of guns.
I'm not buying this.
And then
I'm thinking, John. Listen, I'm calling bullshit. I think it was CGI.
Don't you got a fact checker there?
I think the whole thing was CGI. I don't think this whole story you're feeding me just because I wasn't there.
3/4 of it was CGI.
Okay.
The back 3/4, the part that doesn't matter.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. The truth is coming out. John Frazier, I'm kidding with you. I've seen the big things that you've done, and when you say something's big, that means it's mammoth. It's huge. It's gigantic. Because I've seen some.
Okay, you know what else was big?
What?
I love these big things. That on Transformers, when they were sliding down that building. Now that was a fun gag. It was well thought out.
Yeah.
Shoot! Remember we had it in the back lot at Playa Vista.
Yeah.
It was 150 feet long.
And it raised up.
Yeah, and that other stunt guy, what's his name? That coordinator,
Mike
Kenny Bates.
Oh, Kenny Bates.
Yeah, did a good job. Don't you remember we had everybody sliding down?
Yes.
But the thing that was really cool about that set is that nobody will ever know is we did Michael. I think I quit that day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Michael just wanted to build it level. And I said, Michael, he wanted to build it on the angle. And I said, we have to lower it down each time for set dressing and then raise it back up, because there were 5 floors. And remember, they're sliding down and shooting the gun at the windows. And
yep.
They go in and then you cut to the inside and then you go to the next floor and they fall down that floor. You remember? And Michael wanted to do it. And he says, no, just build it like that. I said, we have to build it so it'll go down, stay level, set dressing gets in, camera blocks everything is good. Then we bring it back up and we roll the cameras. And he said, well, we're not doing that. I said, well, then I says, yeah, we are doing that.
Because it was already built. I remember I remember seeing it. It was operable. It worked.
Yeah. But what we did was when we tested it, we welded 2 sea containers together. That's 80 feet. And we had Kenny get up there with us stunt people and slide down it. So we picked an angle. It was 23 degrees. We picked an angle that they weren't just always sliding down, that they could kind of hold themselves up there. But Michael wanted to just build the set at 23 degrees. I said, well, you can't do that. I said, it's got to come down to zero. Let everybody do their thing, set dressing, let everybody get off of it, go do their thing, and then we'll come back and we'll raise it up. And then they said, well, we're not doing that. And I said, okay, fine. So I left the meeting, and he went to the bathroom or something. So I said, okay, I'll be on the 405 freeway. And so I left. So then Ian's trying to call me and everything. He said, come back, come back, come back. So then I said, so then I came back. Of course, I knew I wasn't only one a block, but he didn't know that. And I said, I'm the Mulholland Drive already, dude. So you better talk faster than that. So he said, come back, come back. So I came back. We finished. All was good. And
because you and Michael, you guys done so many films together. You have a great relationship, and because you were one of the only people that I saw that he had actually on set had respect for. He always listened to you and did things the way that you suggested, and I didn't see that behavior with anybody else on the set of the Transformers movies. And what was it, The Island? Remember The Island?
well, you have to do that because there's so many people's lives are. When I say lives, I mean lives are at stake. I mean, you have to command that, or somebody's going to get hurt. And
John, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on The Island. I think I saw you tell Michael. I think you gave him a timeout, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I saw.
Is this going live?
Yeah. I think I know what I saw.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's what happened. Because I'm not a. I don't have any patience with these guys, and most of the time it shows, and I yell, scream. But when we were doing that thing on the space bikes or whatever we want to call them, we had the two stunt kids on it. I call them kids, but they were, I don't know how old they were. Who were they? I don't remember who they
Wasn't
were.
Wasn't it Brian McLeod or something? I forget. Yeah.
Good kids. And so Michael he said, okay, let's mount. I said, look, here's the deal, Michael. I just need 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And let's talk this gag out. And then we're good. So he says, okay. I'm going to go up to the other end of the bridge. We're going to shoot. We're going to come down. I'm going to give you your 10 minutes, and then we're going to go. I said, that's all I want. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with this gag. So he goes up to the bridge. They shoot up there, the Henry Ford Bridge. We come back down. He says, okay, let's mount up. We're going. I said, oh, wait. Where's my 10 minutes? You don't get it. He said, we spent too much time up there. I said, we're not moving. I said, I want my 10 minutes. He says, you're not getting your 10 minutes. I said, we're not moving on. I want the 10 minutes that we got to work this. So finally, we're now our voices are getting louder and louder.
That's the part I saw.
Everybody's got their cell phone camera out,
Yeah.
Nobody's jumping in there to help me while I'm dying. My career just ended. I had a career. So I said, you know what you need, little boy? You need a timeout. And he says, a what? Huh?
Yeah.
What? I said, you need a timeout. I said, what I want you to do is go over there by that truck. Just stand there by that truck for just a few minutes. And when you think you can behave yourself, you can come out and play with the rest of the kids. So he looked at Jimmy Economos and Jimmy, Jimmy's the safety guy.
Yeah.
And he says, I think you better
either
do something or go take your time out.
Take your time out and enjoy it. Just take time out.
He ain't
just
happy
enjoy
right now. Oh. So anyway, that's how we always end up: a kiss and a hug.
Oh, I know. He loves you to death. He loves you.
You can't. We just move on but with our business, it's like yours. You do the stunt and you just hope that everything goes good and you're going to be able to go home to your kids at night. Okay, the special effects guys are the same way, except we're initiating that. That's going to get you home to your kids at night.
Well, there's a lot, so true.
So every day you go to work, and you know that you got your hand on that button, and everything could change right then on the push of that button. And it's anybody that says it's not stressful, they should, or in the words of the legendary Joe Lombardi, if your butthole doesn't pucker when you go hot, then it's time to get out of the business because you're just too sure of yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't be that sure of yourself.
I mean, we're
there to protect you guys.
It sounds so cliche, but literally, you guys sometimes have our lives in your hands. If you mess up on the timing, if you hit the button too soon or even too late, if your timing's off, and you're going to blow somebody.
Why didn't you say that first, and then I wouldn't have been rambling on for 15 minutes?
No, because I love to hear you talk. I love to hear you talk, and so I just let you go with it. Hey, do you miss the? You're retired now. Do you miss it? Do you want to jump back in the business and just do a movie now and then just for fun, or are you just over it?
We're doing Forced to Kill Part 2.
Yeah, we want to do a movie with you.
Oh, you're talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off with the Ferrari.
You want to do that movie? You want to do that film again?
Well, you asked me about the car, and then you just went off on something else.
Yeah, I don't know if you're feeding me a bunch of shit.
You said, did you build the car? Ferris Bueller. I said, well, yeah. And then you moved on.
I know.
There's a whole story about that car.
Did you, John? We're friends, right? You can be honest.
Move on. Are you telling me to move on?
No. Did you really build the Ferrari? Did the Ferrari people just bring in the Ferrari, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to take credit that I built that Ferrari"?
Wow, I thought it was bigger than that. Okay, next question. You got your sheet there. Skylar gave you questions.
Yes. What other questions do we have? Davey, do you have any questions for Mr. John Frazier?
I was going to give him a compliment a while ago because he was holding cue cards for fucking Elvis Presley. Sorry for cussing. For Elvis Presley. And then he sells himself out and he's like, well, I screwed up. But I was going to say that's why you have special effects in front of your name, because you do everything. You're amazing. You're special.
Did you hear that, John? He thinks you're special. We all think you're special. We know you're special.
How much does that pay?
Hey, well, for Forced to Kill 2, we can negotiate.
Yeah.
You know, we've had so many like things that funny things. They're funny after the fact, but it's like when you got in that. They told me to take that seat out of that car. Remember the Bumblebee car?
Yeah.
And you had no idea that the chair slid out.
Oh, I forgot all about that. You just
remember that?
Yes.
In Detroit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You're driving
I forgot.
You didn't know that we rigged the seat.
No. And it fucking slid outside.
But it was for
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Supposed to slide out and then they turn into the Bumblebee. And
oh my God, John, I forgot all about that.
That was you? You did that?
You're all of a sudden you're sliding out of the car on this seat. You have no idea why.
It scared me too. I got scared.
You're driving the car like this.
I'm like, oh shit.
You had the talent in there. It was
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's little things like that. I mean, it wasn't a little thing at the time. It was a big thing. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, but I forgot all about that. So yeah,
you've probably, I did the math, and everything you've done is probably be like 5 seconds long. Probably 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
What do you mean everything I've done?
Well, like just what we were just talking about. That whole episode, you sliding out the door, 5 seconds. So if you add up all your gags in your whole career of 40 years now plus, you've only worked 15 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, how could you say you put in an hour?
Oh.
You only worked.
I have no argument against
15
that.
No, I added them all up. I
You
went
did the
through your
math.
whole reels. I'm IMDb, and I added all the seconds. You've only
Wow.
worked 15 minutes. So how can you say that you actually had a fulfillment in life in the motion picture business in
I see your
15
point.
minutes? You're like fast forward.
I see your point.
Like that.
I see your point. There's no argument. I have no argument against that. You were just, you're a very smart man. Very smart man. Matter of fact, I bet if I asked you this one question, you of course you're going to know it. What side of the chicken has the most feathers?
Which side of the chicken?
Yeah, what side of the chicken has the most feathers?
Which side? That's a side, and that's a side.
Yeah, you tell me. Which side of the chicken has the most feathers?
What time of day?
11 o'clock in the morning. What side of the chicken has the most feathers?
What do I say?
Time's
Give me
ticking,
the
John.
joke. Give me the joke. I can't take
Okay,
this.
you ready? You ready? The inside. No, the outside. The outside of the chicken has the most feathers, John.
You know what? I'm going to ask Linda that. I'm going to ask my wife.
Yeah, ask her that.
She's going to go. If she.
Yeah. Which side of the chicken? It's not the inside, it's the outside. Oh, gosh. I miss you, brother. I miss you. A lot of guys are dying off. We're missing, you and I, we're kind of the old guys now, the old timers. Like Sweeney. I miss Matt Sweeney. He was a great man. You and him went back many, many years, didn't you?
We go way back.
Yeah.
He was quite a guy. Actually, what's on my mind a lot these days is that helicopter crash in D.C. Because, Eric's a helicopter pilot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's flying out on a commercial in Puerto Rico, I think, next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, he flew with Alan Pervin a lot.
Oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I've lost a couple friends.
There's another giant in the business.
I've lost a couple friends in helicopter crashes. They're dangerous. I mean, just look at them. They look like a lawnmower that's upside down. They're not supposed to fly. It's terrible. Hey,
bad.
Listen, I know you're a busy man. You got to go do your Joe Rogan
but
podcast.
It's accidents like that didn't
have to happen.
Just didn't have to happen. But it was almost like fate, right? I mean, it's like when she took off from Belvoir. I don't know if you've ever been to Fort Belvoir.
No.
Belvoir, I think it's spelled. When she took off from there, and the pilot. I mean, the pilot of the plane. He's 5 seconds from landing. It's on the short runway, 33. I know that runway, and he's like, and they like to, if they go to 33, they have to use every inch of that runway to stop. So he's ready. He's committed, and he's ready. He can't. When you're in the plane, you're committed. You can't do anything. The helicopter, you know what they are: up, down, side, side,
quick.
But they're just too close. And it's like I was listening to some program the other day, and the husband, the father, his daughter, and his wife was on that plane. They were already. He's in the parking lot, ready to pick her up, and they're texting each other.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Oh, horrible.
You just never know, man. When it's your time to go, it's just your time to go.
We've done so many things that are just like, I mean, you gotta just go, we try, we calculate, but there's always, always could be something that just, not that you forget, but just happens.
Unexpected, yeah. Like a seat sliding out of you because the special effects department didn't tell you. And you see your life flash before your eyes and unnecessarily. But anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the simple things like that, the simple gags. You were out of that car.
I know.
And not only were you out of the car, but it was designed to go down low because it was supposed to be Mark Wahlberg dragging his butt on the street. Yeah. So that's what you were doing. But you just didn't know that was going to happen.
No, I didn't have a clue. Hey, listen, I want to thank you so much, John, for taking the time to sorry for the confusion at the beginning with the Zoom or the whatever it was. I don't know all that technical stuff, but we got you on our show. It's an honor to have you on Stunt Stories, and I hope that you'll consider maybe coming back and doing another episode.
Am I going to get invited back?
No, but I just thought it would sound good to say that.
You're just doing this for camera now. You don't. You go. That guy's not coming back.
No, we're gonna edit this part out. Right? Yeah, Corey, you invited him back. No, I didn't. No, he tried to kill me with the chair on Transformers.
But you don't believe me how big that ship was on Pearl Harbor.
I'll tell you what, and I will go back and watch the movie again, and I'll take out my little tape measure and I'll look at it and see if it makes sense.
You can do that.
John Frazier, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much.
45 minutes. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, we got to go, brother. I miss you, and we got to get together and work together on something, please.
No. We're past that.
Okay.
You're supposed to be slowing down. Stop doing those canon things.
I know. It's stupid.
Just you know what? It's just like when we did the Rookie. Clint went to the motion picture home and had Buddy Van Horn get all the guys out of the motion picture home, and he put them in the movie. All the guys, the old guys. Were you on that? We were on the freeway in San Jose.
You mean because of the old guys, or did I just work on the show? He went to the old folks home. Show. No, I didn't work on that, and I wasn't.
We had Terry Leonard. We had the big guys.
Yeah. Did you have Hal Needham? Was he still alive at the time?
We had
Buddy Joe Hooker.
Did you? Yeah, I don't know if Buddy Joe was there.
No.
How is Buddy Joe these days?
Hey, he's still dyeing his hair. He still looks young. He's 70 something. I'm not sure how old he is exactly, but.
Did I ever tell you a story about the stunt show? They used to have these stunt contests, and we did the first one. We did it at Paramount Ranch in Agoura.
Yep, I know it well.
Okay, so we're starting to lose the light, and they got one gag left to do to win the car. It was a Pontiac Trans Am. So Buddy was standing there. I said, "Buddy, come here." So he come here. I said, "You want to win that car?" He says, "Yeah, I want that car." I said, "Okay, here's what you do." He says, "Let everybody get ahead of you. Everybody get ahead of you. And then you take off. Now they're going to go up to the top of the hill, and then they're going to come back down, and the first guy that goes through the flaming bars, we had a flame bar there, gets the car." I said, "Okay." He said, "How do you know I'm going to win the car?" I says, "Because the water truck is on top of the hill and it's blocked the road. They can't get through. You got to go down. You just drop down a little bit. But see, you're the only one that knows that." So that's what he did. He zooms around, on his motorcycle. They all went up there. They couldn't get to the top of the hill fast enough. Well, the water truck's there. They couldn't get around them. They're cussing and everything. And Buddy just wheelies it and goes right down through the fire mark. Those guys, bunch of whining stunt guys. I never seen so many stunt guys could whine like that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's a TV show, guys. The producers, they don't care.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Yeah.
It's too much what?
I said it's
too much information?
It's entertainment. That's what it was. Didn't matter who won.
It didn't. It was entertainment. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who won. But Buddy got the car. Pontiac.
That was the car back in the day, right? What was it? Not Hooper. Was it Cannonball Run? Right? Didn't Burt Reynolds drive
Cannonball Run? Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
The Trans Am back in the day. I think that's what it was, right? The Trans Am. Yeah. That was
the Trans Am.
That was the car.
Well, no. You know when they used the Trans Am was on Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit. And then on Hooper, didn't they do the jump over the bridge?
Hooper was Trans Am too.
Yeah. Did you work on Hooper?
No, I did not. Sir.
Nor did I. That's a bummer. All right. Hey, John, again, thank you so much for being on Stunt Stories. I appreciate your time, brother.
How many of these have you done already?
This is our seventh, and you're my first guest. That's where we had the technical difficulties because we haven't had anybody on the show yet.
Wait.
So
What does that mean? I'm the first guest. I was just kidding with you. But are you telling me that what the other guys talk on the telephone?
no, we didn't have anybody else at all. I would sit here with Skylar and with Davey, and we would sit here and talk about stuff. And yeah.
But you haven't had any guests yet.
No, you're the very first. We waited for you very patiently.
Yeah,
How'd I do?
Donald Trump was supposed to be here.
Skylar, how'd I do?
Amazing.
You did amazing.
Amazing.
But we didn't expect any less. We didn't expect any less.
You can't see me, but yeah, I'm doing the thumbs down.
But we're going to have you on again, okay?
You know, I had a.
He won't commit. He won't commit.
I thought we were going to talk about when I talked with Martin Luther King.
That's a great idea. Tell us about that. Wait, what year was that?
1961.
61. Okay.
Canoga Park High School. Google it. Skylar, fact check that.
Wait, what? 1961. Where was this?
Yeah, what high school?
Canoga Park High School. It'll instantly come up Martin Luther King.
1961. Did you say what high school? Kahlua? What did you say? Kahlua Park? That's a.
You know, on the real shows like Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
they kind of once in a while pan over to the Skylar guy.
Yeah, we're just starting out, okay? We're not at the Joe Rogan level yet. There's Joe, and we're like down.
No, but that's kind of cool when they just kind of like give the mic to the fact checker.
Well, they're both sitting off to my left.
I'm just the audio and visual guy. Davey's the fact checker.
And Davey's trying to find it right now. And
Yeah.
he's got a lot of pressure on him right now.
I know.
Is that the bus you tried to turn over?
What bus?
Behind you.
Right here?
No, the other side.
Oh,
The picture. Is that the bus you tried to roll over?
I'm not sure. It could be. I don't know.
You know, we talk about things that happen, right? Okay. So I don't remember what happened, but you rolled the bus, but you had to do it again.
Yeah, because only one cannon fired.
Okay. Did you know that were you there when the cannons spit out the side?
Yes, I was in the bus. You mean when it was on its side stationary?
Well,
And they
because
fired.
what they did was they were bleeding down.
Yes.
Well, because the valve wouldn't open.
Right.
They should have taken the poles out, but they didn't. And Matt's guys left the poles in. And when that started bleeding down, when it got to a level that it liked, where there wasn't a lot of resistance, that's when the poles took off.
I was standing maybe 20 feet from there when it went off. Scared us to death.
It had to.
Oh, just boom, and it just shot.
Had to.
Yeah. And then a few seconds later, the second one went.
Skylar, did he fact check me?
Yeah, I found there's a bunch of videos on it, so we can watch those later.
There was no videos in 1961.
Well, it's probably like a documentary they did over it.
Oh, okay. From the high school, right?
Yes,
you see
sir.
that?
Yes,
What's
sir.
it say there?
It says he gave a speech to the Canoga's Assembly Hall on Sunday, January 15th.
Is that
1961.
Skylar?
Nope, that's Davey talking to you.
Oh, turn back. Go back to you.
Okay.
Did he fact check me?
Did you see that? We did like Joe Rogan. We panned the camera over.
Was it the beard? That was off-putting, or what the? What? Oh,
What did he say?
It says, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave a speech to the residents of the Valley of Canoga's Assembly Hall on Sunday, January 15th, 1961.
There you go.
The Woodland Hill Community Church sponsored his visit, where he spoke in the morning and then Assembly Hall in the evening. So he was there all day.
Well, they had during the day, in the daytime, they said because we'll let you use the auditorium as long as it's open to the student body. So the student body went in. We had to go in there. We didn't even know who he was at that time. You know, there was no social media or anything.
There's a news clip.
But you know, the idiots, the tough guys, we would sit in the back because we wanted to be the first guys out and get out of there.
Were you a football player or a jock?
We were in the back, and we make our exit. Well, who's standing there? Martin Luther King, because he went another route, and he wanted to greet people as they came out of the auditorium. But who did he greet? Me and my idiot buddies. And we talked for, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, because then by then people are coming out of the auditorium. But it was really interesting. He was quite a guy.
That's awesome.
Quite a guy. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, who can say that, right?
Well, you can. Apparently, you could say that.
What did you talk about? Do you remember?
There's nobody else alive that can say they shook Martin Luther King's hand.
Well, Davey was wondering what did you guys talk about?
We talked about civil rights, and he just basically said, "Son, you'll never forget this day that we talked."
Man, called it.
He called it, huh? Here you are talking about it today.
He knew big things were coming.
Yeah.
Times are changing.
Hey, John, again, thank you so much. We got to wrap it up, but you got to come back and do another Stunt Stories for me, okay? You promise?
Yeah, what are you going to do now the rest of the night?
Yeah. Well, no, just I don't think that's...
Where's Skylar?
Really any of your concern what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. Skylar, get over here. Show him you.
I want to see the whole thing there. The whole setup. Is this in your garage?
No, this is at Skylar's house.
Oh, you're not at your place.
Yeah.
And who was this guy? Who was him?
I'm David.
So you're the right-hand man.
Yeah. And then that's Skylar.
Fact checker.
And
Who's that?
That's Skylar.
Is that Skylar?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Skylar.
That's Skylar.
It's nice to meet you, John. I hope next time we'll have more cameras so that way you can see.
I can't believe I'm the first guest. What an honor.
I know. We got to come out of the gate huge. We'll get John Frazier. He's got incredible stories. Well, I
love this guy. I love this guy, Skylar.
I thought we were going to hear incredible stories, but we heard some stories about some boat that he thinks was huge.
You know what? Your stunt stories are boring.
I know. That's why I had you on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna roll a car today. Okay, get in, strap up.
Put a helmet on. Yeah. I know there's not much talent. Go straight. Hit the ramp that's in front of you. It doesn't take a lot of talent. I miss you, John. I love you.
The best thing that the bicycle on when you're doing all those gags with Pee Wee. I don't know how you survive that. Those simple. It's not like a car that you're cannon rolling and going 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're on a stupid Schwinn bicycle.
You know what the worst?
I don't know how you survive that crap.
Well, the worst thing was with the bull that hit me in the back of the head. Remember the bull that knocked me out? We were at Costa Mesa, and I had to ride that bull. TJ Hooker was called, that brindle bull, and it hit me in the back of the head. And I had to go to the hospital. Freaking woke up in the hospital emergency room dressed like Pee Wee Herman. It's humiliating, John. I'm still trying to go over. My therapist is saying someday I'm not going to have this memory anymore, and it keeps flashing back. Thanks for bringing it up. I love you, buddy. Hey, we're going to have you back on, okay?
Oh, you know what? Maybe next time we'll have Eric join us.
Yes, let's do that. Then we can hear some interesting stories.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was the big time thing that you haven't talked to anybody else, have you? I'm the guy, right?
You're the first guest.
Why does it have to be like a certain time?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really, but we just kind of try to keep it like an hour.
I mean, you faked me out. You said, well, no, you're booked for 4:00, like you really had somebody else to talk to, right? I mean, what did you do?
We had a homeless guy we pulled off the street. We had a homeless guy we pulled off the street that we were going to say was John Frazier. And we were downloading to him all of these, we went to IMDb, got all the names of the shows that you worked on, and gave him some stories about how you arm wrestled Elvis Presley or something and met Donald Trump in the men's room and you guys shared a urinal or something. I forget what that story was, but this homeless guy was really good. He kind of looked like you, but didn't have the blue shirt.
Dude, that was a dangerous gag you did there with that bus. That's big.
It was all CGI. You know that.
That's big. You do all the big stuff.
I do it wrong.
Everybody thinks Terry Leonard's the guy. No. Hal Needham? Yeah. But one thing about Hal Needham, you know that Hal Needham is the guy that started the bumps for you guys.
Yes.
The money.
Yeah.
Do you know that story about the seatbelts?
Wait, are you talking about when he tested the airbag?
Was it the airbag or the seatbelt? He got $50,000. That was the first stunt adjustment. Then you guys got stunt adjustments after
that. I think he was testing an airbag.
From GM, testing it. It was either the harness or it wasn't the airbag yet. It was the harness. I think.
Oh, was it? It's just
was it the airbag?
I thought it was the airbag. Maybe he did both the seatbelt and the airbag. But I knew he did. I know he did. He tested an airbag.
Yeah,
like 45 miles an hour into a brick wall or something like that.
Yeah, and got like 50 grand or something.
And jumped out of an airplane and tackled a guy off of a horse. Did you see that?
Crazy.
Yeah, and that show was called You Asked.
Hey, let me ask you this: what's happening with your stunt show with the cars?
We got a green light from Michael Bay. He's on board to do it with us.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it is. And I went to his house. We went to his house.
And what will be his involvement?
Well, he's going to direct the pilot. It's going to be an 8-part television series. And it's called Insanity.
And who's getting all the cars?
Joey Freitas. You know Joey.
Yeah, real well.
Yeah. And we're going to have we're going to pull you out of retirement and you're going to come do this show with us. You and Eric. Okay?
I'm there for you, buddy.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. There was static. Could you repeat that, please? What did you say?
I said, I'm there for you.
Okay. All right, John. I love you, buddy. We're going to call it a night, and you're going to come back and do another Stunt Stories for me, okay?
We're going to have Eric come on as a guest.
Yes.
Eric's going to come on as my guest.
Okay. That'll be fun. And then at that point, we'll have both Skylar and Dave on camera, and we could all have some laughs and have some fun. I just lost this image.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well,
if you could hear us.
Thanks for watching Stunt Stories.
Everybody.
Woo! John Frazier, everybody. Check.
How's that?
I hear you good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right. Well, let's go with that. I can't keep doing this with you people.
Sorry, John. I'm new at this.
Yeah, I got all these little things on there, these little apps I could be plugging into, right?
Yeah.